So obviously I've got a little bit too much time maybe to think, or maybe I don't. Otherwise, other people don't obviously have enough time to do some thinking, because I don't know how to start this out. I don't really know, because I've already fucking explained it to myself 1,000 times. But I just think about our Canadian court systems. I think about the jails, and I think about the cops. Where do you want to start with the fucking corruption? Where do you want to start with the bullshit? Where do you want to start with the cost? So, I thought about pricing a while ago. I don't think I was too far off. $550 per person you pay in taxes in Canada. Every motherfucker in Canada, resident, that pays taxes, pays $550 towards an inmate a year. That's $550 that can go to a week's salary, a day's or two salary for an extra doctor. You know what the annual revenue for a fucking jail is that's paid by our taxes and the government? Well, it's around 10 to 20 million. 20 billion, sorry. It's $115,000 a year per inmate. So we pay taxes to keep people at $115,000 a year. You know who else? And it's not just Canadians we keep. So we got immigrants that I don't understand this myself, because I've been in jail enough times, more than I should have been. I've been acquitted several times. We'll get there. Anyway, we keep immigration. These guys are getting deported back to wherever the fuck they come from. Most of them good guys, probably worked, probably paid taxes. That's cool. They just didn't have their paperwork or something. You know, well, how do you pay taxes? It doesn't matter. There's ways around shit, right? What happens? We keep them in Lindsay, or whatever, here in Ontario. We keep them in Lindsay for 3 years, put them through hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars worth of court, to ship them home on a plane 3 years later. How the fuck and why the fuck can't we just put them on the plane the day after they get arrested and say sayonara? I don't know. That's because our conservative government was profiting a little bit off of that. I didn't know, but yeah, they did. I guess Ontario took our prisons back. Anyway, Mr. Harper, he's got a pretty good fucking income from coming in from that back then. I don't care. Fuck COVID. We won't even start on that war. That's just a bunch of fucking propaganda and numbers games. And we'll stay out of that one. And then, that's not what I'm here for. So yeah. So then, we pay judges. We have judges. But not only do we have judges in our court systems, we have justice of the peace. Trial judges, this judge and that judge, plea judges, and blah, 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 all these fancy titles. But you know what? So a justice of the peace, all he can do is say, you come back to court this day, this month. See you then. And sign the paper. That's it. So we have a justice of the peace. We have one guy, which is, I guess, is fine to have somebody, because we go to Brockville Court. Go to Brockville Court on a criminal court day in Brockville. 500-600 people there. Probably easy. Easy. It's fucking packed. It looks like it anyway. That's a good number. There's 150, 200. Let's just say, I said 5 or 600, let's just say 150 to 200 people every Friday. And most of them before they even get convicted, or it's 7 to 8 months before COVID. It was 7 to 8 months incarcerated to get a trial. It was a year to 2 years to get a trial if you got bail and could stay out of a fucking jail. It looks like I got monkey lips, but I don't. So it takes 7 months incarcerated at $115,000 a year to make it to trial. Minimum. Murder trials usually take 3 to 5. And if they get found not guilty, 3 to 5 years, $115,000 taxpayer dollars. Why? I spent 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. I've spent 14 months to get acquitted. To actually be told, sir, you're not guilty. Have a nice day. Awesome. Thanks. So why did I just spend 7 months behind bars at a time? Huh? Why did I get arrested? I don't know. Now what do? I just lost my job. I lost all my furniture. I lost my truck. I lost my dog. I lost my cat. I lost my fish. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. I have my cat. I lost everything. Several times because of the cops and the court system. That's just the truth. So anyway, where do you go from there? Pick up the pieces and carry on. So then you get out of jail, you're on probation. Well, guess what? And then your probation includes a bunch of stupid conditions like don't drink, don't be here, be in by 9, don't talk to your girlfriend, and never go home to your wife because you're on no contact order due to the judge. Do not go near your wife. She might be a witness or she was the victim of something that would never existed. So you're on a non-com with her. Don't go near her. We'll put you back in jail. I'm kind of on something similar right now with somebody that I really care about and I'd like to be back with, but we'll just leave that one out of it too. We'll get to that. So anyway, yeah, people think all these restraining orders and they're in jail, they must have done it. No, the cops will just grab people off the street because that was Harper's game. Just fill those jails. The more you get those people in the jails, the more money I make. He had his fucking game set up to. He was probably doing business meetings 2 years before his election. Getting that all put into place, and he was just hoping that final fucking day. He pushed so fucking hard, and he got elected, and he probably jerked off, masturbated, and made love to jerked off, kissed his wife, and made love to his fucking girlfriend all at the same fucking time kind of deal. He probably got elected and jumped for fucking joy through the roof. He was so happy. He's like, yes, my business deal just pulled together. I'm going to make it fucking great now. Destroyed the budget. Took all the food out of the cup and dropped the food budget. And then created Canteen. You know who owns Canteen Canada? Stephen Harper's wife. So he took the actual federal canteen, actual federal food jail budget out of the system, basically. Dropped it from, let's say, 1 million to 20,000. So that the inmates would either starve or be forced to buy more canteen to profit him and his wife. Whatever. Good on you, buddy. We're not here about that. But yeah, good on you. But we are here about the inmates that he housed on our dollar to keep his ass fucking fed. Or fat, or healthy, or driving a Maserati, or whatever the fuck his fat ass is doing these days. So that's that. And we still pay to keep innocent people and immigrants that don't belong here that they're going to ship home in jail every day. $550 a year. You, and you, anybody in Canada watching this video, you pay $550 a year. That's not courts. That's just jail. It takes an average 4 months, 4 to 8 months to get a conviction. That's just for you to plea out. That's just for you to go in and say, yeah, I'm guilty. And you know why most people go in and say I'm guilty? Because when that crown walks out, he'll give you a deal. That deal is, you plea out right here, right now, today, you go to jail for 3 months. You go to trial and you lose, I'm giving you 7 years. Basically makes it so extreme. And I've been through that one too. I have my crown for one of my cases. I was guilty as charged. I sold cocaine. I sold a lot of fucking cocaine. I did goddamn good at it too, and I'm proud of it. I still might sell some cocaine in the future. Who fucking knows? Who cares? I'm not a murderer. I just sold cocaine, and that's why I'm still sitting here today, obviously, in my own place making this video, because I didn't do something stupid. Just sold some drugs that, hey, the government does it every day, except they cut it so hard you don't even know it's drugs anymore. We sell it pure, the best of the best. You go to pharmaceuticals, you're gonna go get your morphine with fucking caffeine, heroin, and fucking chalk in it. You want your opiates from us? Yeah, here's the pure. You know? Anyway. There's more fucking chemicals than the fucking government's chalked up fucking... And you know what worse is? The government goes to the same cartel we do to get their fucking pharmaceuticals. So don't ever kid yourself, people. Drug dealers aren't as bad as fucking... aren't that bad. Really. We sell the same product, but the government steps on it harder. And we go to the same fucking suppliers. And that's the truth. There's only 2 places to get the fucking shit. And if you want the opiates, that's fucking... well, Pakistan, India, and Colombia is that cocaine. So where do you think our pharmaceuticals just magically appear out of wrath? Anyway, let's get off pharmaceuticals. Fuck me, I could rant all day about them cocksuckers. I could rant forever. I could make a 40-day video. Just alone. Anyway, and sorry it's dark. I couldn't care less if you see my face. Here I am. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to hold the light to fucking visualize you when it's really just my voice that's going to fucking... Anyway. Sorry. Fuck, listen to that. I ain't going to talk. Anyway. Where were we? I don't know. But anyway, what do you think about it? Government jails, innocent people. Yeah, that's right. So if people being innocent, spending that much time behind bars, a pretty big waste of money, no? And then they lose everything. And then they get told, well, sir, you're not guilty. It's been a good day for you. That's been a great day, sir. Thanks. Now I gotta go home and I gotta pay $4,000 in rent, $4,000 back rent. I gotta figure out maybe if my dog's still kicking around with my cat and my fish. Ah, no, fuck, they're gone. Oh, and the landlord threw out all my appliances and my fucking furniture and my hats and my clothes and my fucking stuff because I had nowhere else to go. You have a good day too, sir. I'm coming to sleep in your bedroom with your wife. Nah, that'll never fucking happen, you know? But thanks for finding me not guilty and letting our court system. But here's the worst part. The only time the judge makes a decision in our courts, the only time, is at a trial. The judge will not even look at our paperwork prior to being sitting on the stand with it put in front of her or him on a plea. If they're on trial, yes, they study the paperwork. If they know they're going to be the trial judge, they study the paperwork. But if they're just sitting to sign that plea at the end of the day, they don't peek, they don't see, they don't know. That fucking court opens, the Crown and your defense attorney are standing there, and guess what? And you can ask anybody that's been through the court system. You think I'm bullshitting? Just go to sit in a court proceeding for a day. Don't fucking sit there and think you know it all because you've never been there. If you've never been there, shut your mouth. You have no clue, right? You don't even have a fucking idea. You're the good ones. That's right, the hypocrites of the world. But anyway, fuck off. So, walk in. Judge's 20 minutes late, so we're all fucking sitting there waiting on them. And the Crown's standing there, your defense lawyer's there. You know, in my case, my defense lawyer's sitting there going, this is fucking bullshit, this is fucking bullshit, this is fucking... But COVID and other situations kind of fucked us. And COVID, really. But we'll get there. So, when the judge finally does come in, so we're here for a plea, right? That's what I heard. I think the receptionist told me on the way in after lunch that we're here for a plea right now, right? Yes, ma'am, that'd be correct. Is it a joint submission? In other words, is your lawyer, your defense attorney, and the Crown both agreeable to the terms of whatever the plea is, whether it's guilty or not guilty? If it's a joint submission, that carries out through the plea. So, then what happens? Okay, well, what are the terms of the plea? Well, if he pleads guilty, which that's most times, that's a plea deal. Because you know, no Crown is ever going to fucking let you out without a conviction if he can get it. That's why they push these, I'll give you 3 months today, or I'll give you 7 years at trial. Because he's out for the conviction. He doesn't care about the actual charges either. The only person that cares about your actual charges is your defense lawyer. And a trial judge. The fucking plea judge does not give 2 fucks about your paperwork until she asked or he has to sign it. Be that clear. Very clear. Because we're going to get there. So that's all said. So you're pleading out. You make the plea deal. Done. You go to jail. It's over. That was a joint submission. But so here's where it comes from. I literally just went through a case last year. The year before, maybe it's been last year. I guess it's been about a year. No evidence, no proof. 1 phone call from a guy that doesn't even live in the building. The resident of the building is a friend of mine who was having we were visiting. I'm sitting in the chair watching a movie. She's having a fucking little snooze on the bed. And I said, no. And she gets up to go to the bathroom. Next thing you know, there's a knock on the door. Police. She's telling him I'm in the bathroom. I'll answer the door later. She yells up at me. You want to tell them I'm in the bathroom? Hey, just meet me. I yell down. Hey, you want to leave her alone? She's on the fucking shitter. You know what they say next? Oh, Jason, is that you? Huh? I have the right to remain silent. First thing they'll tell you, you have the right to remain silent. Second thing they'll tell you, who are you? I have the right to remain silent. So I'm sorry, oh, you're under arrest for not identifying yourself. Wait a minute, I thought I had the right to remain silent. Okay. That's 100%. You use the thing of bullshit, but ask anybody in the court system. Ask anybody that's anybody been through it. I don't talk bullshit. I don't need to. I'm not going to sit here and make a video full of bullshit that's been running through my head for years. Because I've seen it, I've been there, I've lived a life. And, yeah. So, Jason, is that you? I don't have to tell them shit. I could have been Bob Adams from fucking New Mexico for all they fucking know. You know? They don't know from me, sure it's me. We locked the door. Or at least Cassie. Well, I'll just say it, at least Cassie did. She put latch across. I don't lock the door. I don't care. Come on in, motherfucker. You want to fuck around, I'll knock you down. Knock them down if they fuck around. So anyway, she put the latch across the door. She comes out of the bathroom. Oh, no. When the cops did their investigation and preliminary, the latch was broke on the door. Yeah, well, no shit, you fat-ass motherfucker. She didn't let you in, I didn't let you in, so you broke it, you fucking arsehole. Illegal entry. Those cops are not allowed to enter that fucking... They're not allowed to cross the threshold, and this was told to me by the OPP. These are Smith Falls cops I'm talking about. These are town clowns that have a fucking 10 by 10 mile radius to cover in the whole world, and that's it. So they're bored to fuck, they think they're super cops, and they're nobodies, because, really, if they're somebody, they probably would have made the OPP, for fuck's sakes. So anyway... Or some of them, I'm not going to say, but these guys in Smith Falls, Smith Falls, there's assholes. Rockville's a small town. Some of these guys just stay on this local force because, hey, it's the local force. I lived in the neighborhood. I went to school with some of the cops on the local force, you know what I mean? I partied with cops. I've got no issue with some cops. But these ones in Smith Falls, I all of a sudden have an issue with. They kick in the door, basically, come storming upstairs, and park 3 fat fucking knees and 5'4", 3 fat-ass big fucking motherfuckers sitting on me. For what? I'm sitting in the chair. Girl, I'm a visitor. I'm 100% a visitor. I'm a legitimate visitor. On paper. In my lawyer's, in the cop's notebook. In the cop's notebook. Now here's the difference too. So Cassie wouldn't sign a statement. She wouldn't sign and say, but she did say, no, Jay is a visitor in my home. I had him here as a guest, and we were visiting. That's from my lawyer in the cop's notebook. We'll get to it. That doesn't go up nowhere, ever, until your defense attorney brings it up at trial. The Crown will never bring it up because that goes against him. It's not welcomed and it's not needed information at a bail hearing because the Crown's just there and he's just going to throw it. It doesn't matter. It's not a signed statement, so it's not technically evidence, but it can be used as a defense. It can be used as a weapon in a trial. And a pretty goddamn good one in this state, because you know what my charge was? Break and enter in that apartment that I had a visitor in. There's the first charge. I forgot the list charges. So, for this offense that I'm going to get to, I was charged with assault causing bodily harm. I allegedly stabbed somebody in a park. Yes, I carry a knife. I live in the woods. I live off the grid. I've got 1,200 acres and no fucking power and barely 4 walls around me some days. Yes, I carry a knife. But I stabbed a kid in Smith Falls in the park. Blood and everything. Witnesses. I don't know. I've got 3 witnesses sitting in a truck across the road that say I wasn't fucking there. But I don't know how the cops were going to get blood on my knife or any of this. I really don't know how this is going to work out yet. But we never got to take it to trial because I'd have been sitting in jail for 3 to 5 years waiting for trial because of COVID. 3 to 5 years behind bars waiting to get myself proven innocent and 100% had a beat case. I wish my lawyer was sitting here beside me and could argue this with me. My God, the break and enter charge. First things first. Again, break and enter on the apartment that I was told, that the cops were told I was a visitor at. By the owner or the tenant, as it's a rental unit. So the tenant of that apartment had officially told the cops, but didn't sign a piece of paper, that I was a visitor in that apartment. But I broke and enter. The final charge was unlawfully in the dwelling. Just wait. 3 to 5 years. So, second charge, assault with a weapon. Well, once you run that all through trial, you gotta prove there's blood on the knife. You gotta show a stab wound. You gotta show a lot of fucking evidence to prove that one. Because that's what that's what they're gonna use. They're gonna use my knife against me. So what I'm thinking, are the cops gonna run up and stab each other, stab them, or are they gonna draw my blood off of my old DNA file or something? Like, how are they gonna pull this off? Or wait, because I do remember seeing one guy that night in my whole fucking path, other than my friends in the truck across the road. One guy. Was about 50 yards. 50 yards, let's say, fair, from me. And just turned around and started running. The opposite direction. 50 yards away from me. Alright, this guy must have fucking forgot something at home and fucking be in a hurry to get it. I don't know, what the fuck's the deal? I'm just about fucking out of town. Walked another 15, 20 minutes. almost out of town. I'm walking. Two cruisers pull up. What's up? Who are you? What are you doing? I'm going home. It's fucking 1 in the morning, and I'm kind of in a pissed off mood, and I want to get the fuck out of this town for a minute. So I'm going the fuck home. Well, tell us, answer our questions, and then you can go home. Can we search your backpack? No, sir, you cannot. Right, number 2. We don't have to tell them. They have to get a warrant to search any piece of our property until we're arrested, and even then, they technically should have a warrant, I think. I have to look into it, but maybe if somebody tell me, because I've been fucked by the law a lot. A lot. I'm only going to get into it. This last case is the last scenario for me. This is the last straw for me by the Ontario and provincial courts. It's blowing my rocker. It's a good thing I didn't lose anything other than a good relationship with a very good friend of mine. My other half, literally. Well, maybe my other third. I don't fucking know. You can take it as you want it. If you know, you know. If you're not, maybe ask. Maybe I'll explain it. Best place, come to the WAM 81, and I'll tell you in person. But, back to it. So, I'm 3 months in jail. I get a 3-month remand. I'm at the point now, I kept asking, every week I'm asking my lawyer, we open up trials yet? We open up trials yet? And this is at the beginning of COVID still, you know, so there's still that possibility that it might lay off. No. They're probably 6 years behind in trial right now. There's a buddy of mine in jail. When he was supposed to get trial August of that year. The day I fucking got out pretty well, like that month, he was supposed to get trial. His trial got pushed to at least a year. He's got to spend another year in prison. Likely. He probably still is. It might have, because of COVID, because they're so fucking far behind. And that's just trials. Like I said, I would have probably been 3 years, because if they're that far behind and he was arrested a year and a half or 2, no, he was 4 years sitting there waiting for a trial or something like that. He was there. He's the longest inmate on remand on our range in Lindsay. He was sitting there a long time, 3 to 4 years. I'm going to say 2 to 4 years waiting for trial. Not murder, not nothing, just a bunch of bullshit charges that kept adding up kind of deal, and took that long to get through trial. Finally gets to trial, and his day to get out, because it would have been time served. He sat there to get time served, because you have to go through trial to get half the charges dropped, because the cops pile on so fucking many. Hoping that at least one will stick, that's right. If they pile on enough, one of them will stick. But anyway, back to my knife. Back to the fucking... Yeah. So, back to the trial. You gotta have blood on the knife. You gotta have a stab wound. So I'm thinking maybe... Oh, and there was one guy that I seen. When I get to court, there's two people in this park that I never met, that I never went to, and I never even went to the park. I know where the park, I know what park they're talking about. I know what area they're talking. I walked straight down Beckwith and down Brockville Street out of town. I didn't enter the park that night. I didn't even go near the park. Well, I have to walk by the park, but you can't enter it. It's very inconvenient to enter that park from the walkway. Must have been a very quick fucking in, stabbing out. I must have really had it, you know, instant. Anyway, so I'm thinking maybe, since there's 2 witnesses now, maybe Buddy and each other stabbed each other up at home, and maybe he stabbed me and we'll make it look like he did it, you know? I don't know how this all was going to plan out for them. I don't know how they thought they had I don't know how the cops thought they had a case. I know down in the U.S., my case wouldn't have made it to a bail hearing. The crowd would have laughed at the cops and said, get the fuck out of my office, because they're elected down there, not appointed. They want to please the people down there. They don't care. They're not going to look like a goof so they can make their next election. Up here, I don't even know what we do up here. We arrest and store. We arrest and store and release on such strict conditions under probation or bail that it's arrest, go to human storage for a couple months, release to the public, restore to human fucking jail. You know, it's repeat offenders. There's an article on John Howard. Just look up the cost of a provincial inmate under John Howard, and it'll tell you enough. I've got screenshots. I might post them. I don't know. I don't fucking feel like editing this. So at the end of this all, I did 3 months. And every week, 3 weeks before. So yeah, I had other 2 charges. So I refused to answer the cops' questions. I refused to let them look at my backpack, because that's my right. I don't have to tell them shit. I don't have cuffs on me, so I can walk away. They're going to go after somebody else walking down the road. They turned around and start going. I take 1 step away. Next thing you know, I'm down on the ground getting boots put to me. Resisting arrest. That was one of my other charges. And then I'm getting pulled up. Then they get me on the ground. They boot fucking me. And, he handcuffs me. Pulls me up so fast by the handcuffs that the back of my head butts into the back of it and into his face. Oh, now you're assaulting an officer, you piece of shit, and just start feeding it to me some more. So then I just tacked on an assault an officer charge. So that's where we're getting at. I'm sitting in jail. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm innocent. I'm going to take this trial. I dead set and will until... Usually we have a trial. Usually we have a trial date within the first 2 months, but it's so far behind, sort of, that it takes up to 7 while you're incarcerated. A quick and speedy trial in Canada is up to 7 months incarcerated. I kind of learned this, so I'm like, yeah, but it usually is set within the first 2 months. We're 3 months in almost, and we ain't even got through, and they're not opening the courts for trials. Not even close. So they haven't done to anybody that are supposed to be. They're already a year behind. I'm not getting trial for at least 2 to 5 years. Probably 3. Let's just say. That's what my number was. 3 years. I'm not getting trial for 3 years. My Soros starts to sink. I'm feeling like fucking, I got a heavy weight on my fucking shoulders right now. I'm going, fuck. That's what I'm saying. I call my lawyer. Tell you what. I hate to do this, but tell the Crown, because this is how they work. Plea deals. I'll plea out to assaulting an officer and resisting arrest. Because I know I'm going down for something no matter what at this point. I have to take charges or sit in jail. And I figured, if I'm going to take charges, might as well take the ones that make me look like something other than a fucking, basically a rape hound and a fucking whatever, murderer. That's basically what the cops made me out to be in court. Rape hound and a murderer. Furthest fucking thing from. Thanks for coming out. Actually, I got acquitted on those charges twice, a couple times. A few people tried that one already, and excuse me, sir, you might be a drug dealer, but you're definitely not a fucking rapist. Have a good day. Thank you, officer. Thank you, judge. Have a nice afternoon. Yeah, and that's how that one went. Pretty much straight to the T. So, I've been harassed by cops. And this was the last one. This was a year ago. And I'm just sitting here and it's all rolling through my mind because I've been a year apart with somebody I care about enough that I'm a good friend and we have good times and we protect each other and we look after each other, and it's just saddening that because of a piece of paper, because of a judge that never looked at paperwork and never even read the fucking facts of the case. Why are you a judge? Because in the States, I can almost guarantee you in the States, if my case had to slip through, the judge would have laughed at the Crown and said, what the fuck do you think you're doing? My case, you and the defense lawyer, you agree that we're going to plea out today? Yes, ma'am. Okay, what are the charges? Yes, okay. So these are the charges. What are the facts? What happened? So the Crown reads his facts. That's all. My lawyer doesn't get to speak. My lawyer is just there to basically be my little shoulder to cry on when we're done. And I don't even get to do that because I'm going to jail and she's going home. So my lawyer's just there to basically represent somebody, be my face, other than so I don't scream and yell and tear the fucking cocksuckers apart again, which I've done a few times in jail when they start their bullshit or in court. But anyway, yeah, your defense lawyer's there just for nothing when you go to a plea deal. Your defense lawyer's there for nothing unless you go to trial. There's nothing they can do throughout the whole system. There's 3 preliminary hearings. Let's just put it that way. 3 preliminary hearings on your case before it hits trial. They know 2 to 3 months before they go to trial what charges are going to stick, what charges are going to drop. When you actually get to trial in a Canadian court, it's acting. It's the judge, the Crown, and your lawyer. And it's not your lawyer's fault. This is the Crown and this is the court system. Because your lawyer would love to fucking just say, well, if they're not guilty, why the fuck can't anybody still sitting in jail, right? If you got a good lawyer, your lawyer's sitting there going, you're a fucking retard. But they all know it's a circle, right? It's all the same, you only know some people. It's like working at a factory. You're just going, you got the same people in there, you see the same people all day and out, So they get to know each other. They know the system. They know what's going on at this point. It is what it is. But your lawyer's still there to get you the best deal, or to get you... Your lawyer's fighting for you when you go to trial and through these hearings. Your lawyer's fighting through you through these hearings. Telling the Crown that he's a fucking idiot. Telling the cops that they're fucking stupid. And asking that the judge believe it. You know? That's basically what it is. Asking that the judge will believe your side versus the Crown and the cops. Is your story more amendable and believable than the cops and the Crown's? Because the Crown will have his own facts and bullshit in there too once in a while, you know? Stir it up just enough to make it sound even worse. Well, all the time. Anywho. So yeah, so here we are. So when the Crown reads the paperwork, reads his facts, my lawyer's just sitting there. Hey, what's up? You want a cup of water? Yeah, that's basically what my lawyer's there for at that point. Hand me a cup of water so I can choke down the tears. Anyway. But now in COVID, my lawyer wasn't even there to hand me a cup of water because it's always on TV. Yeehaw. So anyway, fuck it. So, Crown comes back, and this is how I knew. At the time, I knew he had no case all the way through. As soon as my lawyer told me, Cassie said, you're a visitor in my apartment, you were sitting down watching a movie, and that's all there is to it. That's the case broken and busted right there. The cops had no authority to enter the building. They had no authority to cross the threshold without a warrant. They had no proof or evidence that it was me in the building. And they had no complaint from the goddamn tenant because I was there with her the whole time and her cell phone was across the fucking table from me. So she didn't call. So what right did they have to even enter that apartment? None. What right did they have to even knock on the door? None. And why the fuck did they bust it in? God believe me, God knows. I don't fucking have a clue. But they arrested me, and away I went. 3 months later, I got out on my birthday of that year. My birthday, actually on my birthday. So that was a good birthday present. Drove in a taxi. There's more. $600 of taxpayers' money just to drive me home from jail that day. $600 to $800 taxi cab ride to drive me home from jail. There's more taxpayer money at work for our great government, people. This is what we pay for. Your great fucking law system. 10% of inmates, 10% are new inmates per year. The rest are picked up because the judge and the Crown said, and no, not the judges. Judges are only there to make a decision at a trial or sign paperwork any other time. That's it. That's all. If it's not at a trial, it don't matter if there's a judge on that stand. They don't read nothing. They don't see nothing. They just sign the final words. So, don't fucking, don't kid yourself. That's our mighty law system. 10%. The Crown puts so many conditions on a bail release, which is you're not guilty. You've been charged but not convicted. So you're waiting trial or you're waiting conviction. That's what remand is in jail. You're not guilty. You sit behind bars doing